Hi guys, hope you're all doing well. Today it's May 16th. Yeah, May 16th, Sunday. Beautiful Sunday here in the Netherlands. First really nice day. It's about 3 p.m. I just got home from watching my wife run in a yearly race here in Nijmegen called the Mariken Loop, which is a race for women. It attracts women from all over Europe, actually. My wife does very, very good in her classification. Last year she came in like 7th. And this year she looked even stronger, so I'm hoping she'll do good. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to go over what BP did about the oil catastrophe happening in the Gulf of Mexico. And so I was looking at my news outlets on the web for May 15th, and I'm noticing now a curious thing, or maybe it's not so curious. You know, when I first started doing these about 5 days ago, I think, 5 or 6 days ago, I was noticing there's a lot of news about this. And so, 5 days ago, one of the sites that I look at like 5 or 6 different sites that grab the news from a lot of different places. Hold on one second. That grab the news from a lot of different places and puts it into one website. One of my favorite ones to do with that is al.com, which is alabama.com. I don't even know who puts these up. I think it's the Press Register. Okay. And each one of these pages may have 15, 16 stories on them. And when I first started, it was like 4 full pages of stories. So, I mean, we're talking, 50, 60 different news stories coming from AP or coming from this newspaper or that newspaper or this, network or that network. And that has been slowly diminishing, so that I came on today to give you the news from yesterday, and it has like maybe 6 stories, not even close to a page. And there's no really new news. It's sort of like the oil spill is going away on its own. So I'm going to read you some of the headlines. I won't go into real depth because even of these stories, it's news from 2 days ago, sometimes 3 days ago. So here's the first one. It came out at like 5 a.m. yesterday morning, May 15th. BP tries tube to fix leak. Well, this tube had already failed at this point. So even as that tube failed, BP was also coming out with, in fact, I think it's in here, we have a great trust that this latest effort is going to work. Well, it's already failed. Then yesterday in another report that I read somewhere else, they were supposed to reinsert it in that last night. They should have been pumping all the oil, or most of the oil, out. I can't find a story about them reinserting this tube, except that they've had to bring it up to the surface because the little platform or something that it was on kind of bent. And they keep on saying, we're working at 5,000 feet and this is, we're exploring new territory by doing this. But, yeah, as I have to do every time I make one of these, I want to remind everybody that BP, in order to get the license for this platform, stated specifically that they could handle a worst-case scenario at Deepwater Horizon. This, of course, is the worst case scenario. And if I hear one more time how they're doing cutting edge stuff at 5,000 feet, if they think this is cutting edge, so if they can't fix it because it's at 5,000 feet, they have no business drilling at 5,000 feet in the first place. And what they said to get this license was an out-and-out blatant lie. Let's face it, folks. So let's keep on going. They try to fix the leak. That's, again, another, the oil spill is breaking up. I went into that yesterday. This is 2-day-old news, but they're putting it out as yesterday's news. Here's a guy selling T-shirt. That's big. That should belong up there with the news. Of course, the weather report on where the spill is heading and not heading. Salazar. This is interesting. Salazar sent a letter to the CEO Hayward of BP after Hayward told a British newspaper that this isn't that big of a spill. Compared to the size of the Gulf of Mexico, this spill is minuscule. This is what he said yesterday to the press. It's minuscule. Minuscule. Okay, some oil spill recovery efforts are successful. Some are not. What they're calling successful are the chemicals that they're injecting into the oil so it won't rise to the surface. It sort of clumps up and goes to the bottom. Now, personally, I don't think poisoning the bottom of the Gulf or the top of the Gulf, I don't think there's much difference in that. They're poisoning the Gulf of Mexico. So it's not at the surface, so it looks great. But let's not, watch out what fish you catch. They might come out with like 2 or 3 heads on them. And so many carcinogens in them, they'll, So, and then here's another one. BP confident latest try to capture oil will work. They're confident even after the first time it failed. But they're confident. However, I can't find a news story about it actually being put in when they said it was going to be put in yesterday, and that we could all thank God for BP. No, it's not in the pipe yet. And the last one is just a picture story. So there really was 5 news stories. So that's it for today. That's it. I guess they wanted to take the weekend off or something. Folks, please stop buying BP products until they live up to their promises and obligations. Hold them accountable, and then when this thing's over, we're going to hold a few U.S. elected officials accountable, I hope. Yeah, that'll happen. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Maybe there'll be more news today. See you later.